Here we are standing at LogiPharma for the 25th time. It's an amazing event. This morning I was honored to be taking part of the fireside chat on the main stage. It's such a great honor to be invited to those events because it's such an opportunity to share my thoughts, but also receive a lot of input from the thought leaders of this industry. In the fireside chat this morning, we discussed how can we manage the uncertainty of the future of the supply chain industry. How do we deal with data? How do we make sure we make use of the data? How will the workforce look in the future for the supply chain? There's so many interesting things looking into the future. Mm-hmm. And the interesting part is that no one has the answer, but there's a lot of people with a lot of thoughts. Mm-hmm. One of the key takeaways, I think, is that we have learned a lot in the industry for the last couple of years in kind of post-pandemic learnings. And I think we are more than ever ready to take on the uncertainty in the world in terms of building new partnership, being able to invest in infrastructure, being capable and able to react whenever there are some dark clouds in the horizon. Because we see that every single year, there's always something out there in the horizon which is a little bit darker. But now I think we as an industry, we are more than ever ready to take on these challenges. Mm-hmm. And I think looking into the future, the key takeaway this morning is really about building the strategies, building the enablers for you, utilizing on data, because we have such a lot of volumes of data in this industry. But the question is, how do we utilize that? Mm-hmm. Also, how do we make sure that combining these kind of predictions for the future in order to actually also create a more sustainable world? Because we as a global supply chain industry has a huge responsibility to find the strategies in order to make this world better. Another great takeaway from this morning's conversation was the need for us in the next couple of years to have a little bit split visions on the developments. First of all, we have all these new great therapies coming into the market, which will require different type of supply chain. Mm-hmm. Low volumes, high value, precision medicines, ultra cold temperatures, which will require new services, new ways of doing things. At the same time, we have the commercial products, which is high volume, a little bit lower value, but it's actually giving access for the world to pharmaceuticals. Mm-hmm. So we have to kind of find ways to deal with both of these two dimensions, mm-hmm. because one needs to be as cost efficient as possible, as sustainable as possible, where the other one has kind of new developments. How do we make sure that we can transport these drugs to the patient? So it's a little bit kind of great opportunities ahead of us.
What leadership qualities do you think are most critical in navigating today's complex supply chain environment?
I think there's a few. First of all, being courageous, but at the same time staying cool. Mm-hmm. Because we need to find new ways of dealing with the complexity, but we also have this uncertainty that we need to deal with it on every single day. Yeah. Which means that we need to stay a little bit cool, because we know that things will change as we go. We can't get stressed over everything, but because we know we've done it in the past. But you need to be brave while you stay cool.
Mm-hmm. Niklas, if you could send one message to the next generation of supply chain professionals, what would that message be?
Be prepared, believe in people, utilize data.
Do you think events like LogiPharma are important for advancing industry collaboration?
It's an excellent event for industry collaboration. We are in a global supply chain industry where we have global players. We don't meet them every day, but this is a great opportunity to meet face to face to discuss the learnings, but also the challenges ahead of us. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to find new ways to serve the end patients at the end of the day.
Great. Niklas, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Pleasure.